Media Choice Television, its associate and affiliates may not be liable for views expressed on the show. Viewer discretion is advised.
Njagala okubategeezaako nga situnatandika nti bw'oba oyagala okukola ku nteekateeka z'okutambula mu nsi yonna, kampuni eri emu eteekateeka ebitambuliiso oba ebiwandiiko ebikuyamba okutambula, muno nga mwe muli air ticket, visas n'ebirala, eyitibwa Juba Royal Travel. Juba Royal Travel esangibwa ku Park Royal Building opposite na supermarket mu kibuga Kampala. Ab'e South Sudan mujja gisanga Crown Hotel opposite reception. Bakafulu nnyo mu kuteekateeka naddala ffe bannamu abagenda ku honeymoon, awo bava mu kuteekerateekera wa gy'onaasula, wa gy'onaakyakalira, ssaako n'ebbanga lyonna okutegeka okugenda n'okudda bakuzza. Ku local trips, ku local scale wano mu Uganda bateekateeka entambula wonna waali agadde. Bakolagana ne kampuni z'ennyonyi okusobola okutambuza mu abagenda emitala w'amayanja nga bakuteekerateekera ebiwandiiko, ate mu abaagala okukola mu Uganda nga muli South Sudan bakuteekerateekera work permit, kye kimu nammwe abali e Uganda nga mwagala kukola South Sudan, work permit zaayo bazikufunira. Si kampuni etwala bweru kubanoonyeza mino, wabula kampuni eteekateekera abo abantu ebiwandiiko, work permits, visas, air tickets, ate nga babikuweera ku miwendo emirungi. Juba Royal Travel bakubire ku namba z'essimu obagenda ku Park Royal Building mu Kampala, ojja kukolagana nabo bulungi. Tubalamusizza nnyo mwena gye musizira okutulaba. Mutabani wa Mole n'amatovu mirundi Joseph Tamale mirundi Sidia we tumusangira ffe we tumubuuliza ebyaffe mzee je baliko sebo bitambula bitya
wikego Dr. Wimbalala yazudde ekibadde kimu muri banga kuroti kubamu kuba kuroti tetambula weyalake yali musinga tetumanyi then Dr. discovered that it was a clot.
Balinga bali advanced bolira findings za
era yerikirimbo Dr. Bambalana university.
I wanted to ask you about the resurrection of Besigye.
Besigye is a lucky man. Besigye is always remembered in times of need. They were going to have a proverb that kini chibi chinjukirwa malima. You see, using rudimentary methods, it was not easy for somebody to manufacture a whole handle umuyini. So what Baganda people used to do the Baganda, in case you had
you wanted to use
a bad shaped muyini, you would not use it as a firewood. Put it aside and keep it until need arises when everybody is needed in the shamba. That is basic. Wherever in 2011, when Besigye came, nobody could venture to fight Museveni. It was Besigye. The Bijantis were panicking. But they are known, the 1996 elections had exposed Yenade. Semogere had served for 9 years in Museveni's government. But the moment he resigned, he raised dust. Yenade panicked because it was almost 10 years. It was 10 years, 86. They had put up all the structures. It restored peace. But why, how did the Semogere raise certainly there? So organizing and war. So Besigye came. Nakuba wekiraka. Besigye came nakuba
ekiraka.
When Mbabazi came, Besigye defeated him. Besigye defied the Europeans. There was a meeting under Gordon Brown in Britain that Besigye should give in for. They had even an organization called what? T something, which combined Bukenya and others.
TDA.
There was an organization.
That's where Kenya was, that's where the Babazis were.
TDA. Yes.
The Democratic Alliance. They wanted to.
But look what the performance, the dismal performance of Mbabas. Mbabas was an influential man. He was like a balloon. He was not on the ground. Look at his dismal performance. And that's why the man went to bed. He knew that he had no support. Basically survived. And the Mbabas would not accept to be in opposition because he's not used to opposition. Negotiated the deal under Wagogo and went back to government where he sided. Now, who else? Tumukunde tried to make a term of the government. Was arrested and humbled.
Yes.
He was seen seated on a small chair, handcuffed. And even said on social media, alerted these people, comrades, I'm under attack. Where? It was only a stupid newspaper, New Vision, that said the people, Tumukunde was arrested by mean-looking security operatives. Yet, if they were mean, they did the job.
I see.
Lavish, Kamushima, Nimpui, Nimpui, Kamushima with his stupidity. So, who else has good time? But you see, Besigye is a survivor. Besigye made a tactical move. When he surrendered the leadership of FDC, and that was the performance of Amawulire.
He first surrendered it to Munnansi.
Yes.
And then Drangos came within FDC.
Compare Besigye's performance, the boss he gets, compare the two.
That with those ones of
because Besigye,
the people that succeeded.
as his wife, Winnie, very strategic. Winnie harbors ambitions of becoming a first lady. Winnie Mandela, Winnie. Two, Winnie is a Catholic. The Catholic Church is very worried about the influx of the Barokore churches. And I said, one day they were discussing possible successors. I sent them a message and told them, leave out Wagogo. One, Wagogo, his wife has a church. The Catholic Church cannot support a Morocco church because the Morocco will have a weak spot. And I told them, one of Museveni's advantages is that Museveni is not a religious zero. You don't even know. Many people believe in the 80s, in order to undermine Museveni, they were saying Museveni is a communist. Museveni was not religious. In fact, Museveni, the first people to fight Museveni were the Catholic Church. Why? Because of the program at Changwan's. And Museveni had to dilute it. Even the Anglican Church as a involvement for stealing money. Matadom was not theirs. But the thieves who have invaded and captured the Anglican Church. The only man who took an initiative was in Koyo. But they came up and declared this man, Archbishop, who? The one who made killed. Matadom is not part of the Anglican Church. They created, I told you that even the church house does not belong to the Anglican Church. This is why that the Archbishop of Uganda, of the Anglican Church, Kazimba, that was shoulders with the suspected criminals.
I see.
Yes, Ntagari was exposed by these criminals. Why? He raised his head when the 70 billion had been stolen from church account. That's where the mafia planted the woman, you know her, and she was finished.
I see.
I think Kugam, Besigye inamikisa. The way now, look at the political landscape. The political landscape, me I know, Wagogo is buying time. Me I know. That's why I'm not going to play the tapes again. I'm not going to attack Wagogo again. Why? I've not eaten anything. I will never talk to Wagogo again. No. My gods, whenever you go there, he will have a table. Money will be given either by somebody else or he will do it himself. But he will go table because every time my children fail to go to school, every time I have problems, I go to my shilling.
But there's a statement that you used to give me that Besigye is part of them.
Yes.
What has happened now?
The devil, you know, the Banyagole have a proverb. Ye one. Mbwembisiye wa mubebe kulia makumba wachilinga leka uba kuzike. That's the Besigye. Besigye is a Besigye one. Kakati nkubulira. Even Museveni has put his house in order by having a memorandum of understanding between the Rwabongo faction and the M.i.S.O faction. For the time being, I know people have attended. When I has attended, Langa Bizinensi has attended, there's another man.
Can miss?
Balam is not considered. Me, like me, I'm not considered. This is a family matter. It's called Kamujira. Kamujira attended. I was watching them. Kamujira attended. And others. To write to agree on the memorandum of operation, which is good. It is good. Kakati Nkogama, Besigye is aware of these developments. Bobi Wine has a problem of transcending Buganda. The Kabaka Ikataka is on him. And he can easily have a rebellion in his party. This is why M.i.S.O and numbers targeted who? Targeted Gashumba. Prostitutes fight other prostitutes when they come on their streets.
I think it is Gashumba who incited the provocation.
Gashumba is a political prostitute who needs the money. But even the numbers as a political prostitutes, what these people, what Gashumba made, was to plant himself is to invade a street. When you look at the prostitutes in Kampala, the old ones, the off-layers, are near post office.
I see.
The duty ones speak hotel on that face, Mosa Court, International Conference Center. These are the duty ones. But the other one also shout Varuga word from Fairway, set house there. These are duty ones from the university. So even the lions fight each other.
Yes.
When another lion strays into the territory, it is eaten.
I see.
They eat it. So Gashumba ventured. These are mercenaries. These are hired guns.
He ventured in the streets, so
that's why
they're a political prostitute.
Gashumba didn't know their game. Why should NBS issue a clarification that Gashumba had been cleared? They accused him of being a conman, but how do you know whether they have written it? Because the NBS is in the desperation. They are expecting money during elections. That's why they wanted to use me as a toilet, a mobile toilet. I refuse. This is why they have allowed this TV in Kawempe to operate. Why? They had sent there Mwanga. That Mwanga should be there. I said, Enkoko, weba mwobutwa. No jabula mwe bitundu bibiri. Eyorumbo netadumbo teta. The moment I see Mwanga, then I see NBS, I see what goes interests.
I see.
I've told the proprietor, once I see Mwanga there, I will not come. Because Baweze Eyo, Nebawera, ne ABS. ABS, Mwanga Tajiri, you were stupid, you were idiots. You can read through me to try. Whatever it's about, Baweze ABS, Nebajika Kola, Nebakirizeri, Kuba Mwanga Mwari, I see Mwanga there, Sijakola, Neapanda Nejijiu, Metro Nejijiu. There is no way I will continue quarreling with the band whom I have seen is biased.
I see.
But Uramba, and I will see you many.
Yes.
Yes, because it is me.
Because for me, if I host you,
yes,
I cannot say what you have come to say. I cannot guide you in what you. I know all of these tweaks. You mess up your TV.
Kakati, after knowing, after Kanisa making all the effort to bring him back,
to lure you back,
and I told him, if when I cheated you, I knew you were hiding at Kabila Kilabu, me I cannot. They moved Muanga, where Muanga can control me. When if I find Muanga there, I will never have a meeting, a program with Muanga. Muanga is a set out.
I see.
But I'm going for fun. Not Kakati Nkubuli and Gamba. Besigye is aware. Kakati Besigye has realized one. Besigye knows how do you overshadow the elections in Omoro. Get arrested.
Yes.
Besigye prepared for his arrest. Why? Besigye Omala. What was the mission of Omala? Omala complained.
Yes.
That in spite of my office, my efforts to put Besigye lock and the key, I'm starving.
Yes.
This was a warning to other
policemen. Appreciate me.
Yes.
What I did during
it was a warning to other policemen that you handle Besigye at your own what?
Risk.
Is like me. After handling everybody politically, fighting in Baba's and Museveni dumped me. Where I should get 1 million. If I agreed to go to this political jirikiti with 1 million, would I be educating my children? Would I be dressing properly?
No.
I even put a fuel on their vehicle shamelessly.
I see.
Because me I cannot go to a jirikiti. Kakati uno mara Amawulire bano. Tibano nebo bakolera.
Nzolaba nabakolera ku Besigye.
Yes.
Kati mumukwateko.
Kakati Besigye
wajja kusiima.
From political science we need to be homecoming and prison. You provoke government to arrest you. When the government arrests you, then it means you're a freedom fighter. You will pay paid. Look what the who is who in Luzira. Woes was once in Luzira. Numbers had a stint in Luzira. Mwanga Chipumbi had a stint in Luzira. Moses Sali had a stint in Luzira. Kaboyo had a stint in Luzira. The former vice president had this. So, Luzira has luck. Yes, it's a people provoke government to be arrested. I told you that in many constituencies, people provoke Museveni to mention the names of the opposition members and they win.
I see.
Museveni Kashakama told them, they provoke Museveni. Sebo, Museveni Bundi at Libuvi, Ngati Yabawante said. Museveni Algerekwan. Oh, if I had 100 Mrs. digital reverse psychology, but Mrs. was damaging Museveni. Kubanga Masi again Kuja Mukampala, Ngavalida, Zibon never cancelled the Benari. Besigye tuwangula n'obululu 10,300. Agwaddako tuwangula n'emitwalo 17. Ate bwe kyatukoze ekyo tekyogerebwako. Musisi. But Museveni was being made to praise Musisi. People to accuse. They attributed whatever Musisi did to Chi. Kakati, that's one. Besigye wanted to be arrested. Why does the government ignore him? The government would have ignored him.
But he comes to the city center.
Yes, and that he let me tell you,
around the town.
People want Besigye because they know that Museveni reacts on pressure. When Museveni came up and did not give the country hope, the president would have said, we are reviewing, we are observing the situation. I'll put up a committee to observe this situation and recommend it to government. You know, NRM is part of you, has never let you down. We 100 years ago, we 100 COVID, we don't lose as many people as other neighboring countries did. In one country, it claimed even the president. We did this, Museveni would eliminate. And give hope to the population. But Museveni's speech was dry.
What happens if it becomes false hope?
No.
I think he's more clever if he doesn't give people.
No, the situation
if he fails, like
I told
certain things have been failing.
I told you that 2 boys wanted to kill the king in one kingdom. The king arrested them and he asked them, what will you do to me that the other kings don't have, so that I pardon you? The younger one was clever. He told the king, you will bring us your horse, we train your horse to fly, and you will only be king that has a flying horse. The king agreed. Then the elder one asked the younger one, don't you think that you were fool? Can we train a horse to fly? The younger one said, in politics, delay, time matters. Time matters in the politics. He said, the Baganda have a proverb, bali mutajo, tafana nanga nti bamuse, bali mutajo. A person who is going to be killed tomorrow is not like somebody informing you, they are food, bali mutajo, there is hope tomorrow. Kati, Olia Mugama, let us look this way. Let him bring his horse. We shall kill them one by one to tell the king that this training of making a horse to fly is rigorous. You breed which what? Horses. And two, the man said, what if this king we have made agreement with, he dies? What if all of us die before training the horse to fly? So the man said, that's why we say, buying time in the politics is not determined by present tense. What is a big issue today cannot be a big issue in the evening. Politics is comparable to selling bonds. Bonds rise and fall. Bonds rise and fall. So therefore,
I say Museveni had to come and lie to us as he buys time.
And I gave you 2 examples yesterday when I was in an interview like this. I said that Biden is a problem to the American diplomats. And he received a lot of support in Taiwan. But the Chinese were disappointed. We are going to war. Yes. There's no way Biden could say, we negotiate. This was a tactful question, which might have been originated from the Chinese government. Ask him, why is he in Asia? To assure American allies, South Korea. China claims they have been engaging aggressive on claiming territorial parts of Japan. And these are strong allies of America. So if this man said, we can negotiate, then why? China would invade Taiwan. He said, we retaliate militarily.
I see.
Full stop. America to retaliate if China invades Taiwan. Headed.
I see.
He said, he was asked about the Ukrainian war. He said, this man cannot be allowed to remain in power. Talking about Putin. Is America going to invade him? It gives the Ukrainians, and it is because of Biden's sort of voice against this man, calls him a despot, a war, that Finland and Sweden are coming back. Trump was undermining American, was undermining NATO. He was a businessman. Everything must be paid for him money to relieve the people. We must be everybody. We must be everybody. We must be $100. We must be slaves. Why? Why should we be slaves? Politics is based on common objectives, sharing, and comradeship. Not from what we do. Federal Japan Kiratara, Federal Padikata, Federal of Kirangamulia, Federal Japan, Federal Day of the Nature. So that's what I'm telling you. That the president would have assured the public. There was a time when he said, we shall have a stable power in 36 months. 36 months meant that, and Museveni says, whatever we are getting, Tamaka, Atukatimumunyi, Kkwo, Ennyo, Jatukola. That's Museveni. But at this time, Museveni had no hope. And it gives
gave us nothing.
That's why people are looking at Besigye, because the peasants did not do economics. And it was proceeded by exposers in Parliament about money stolen, billions stolen.
But M.i.S.O came up and gave long-term solutions to short-term problems. How are we supposed to get satisfied with what he said? Let me ask you, how different is Kenyatta and these people of Tanzania? Why would they increase the salaries of their workers?
No,
the common people see the differences.
Who is creating troubles for his success is going. And Ruto, whoever wins, if Ruto wins, can say that they cannot manage, because salaries are recurrent expenditure. You must pay every day, every month. And people will say that we mortgage their salaries. I heard this man, he's called in finance, that the civil servants use the government to guarantee their loans. I never heard about this. In the state house there was a Ssaako. This is a different part of Museveni's administration. That the people are working at the state house, the command center of political affairs, had a Ssaako. I was not a member. I'm going to sit down have a Ssaako. You have a Ssaako in the Uganda Revenue Service. Yes, if it should be maybe. These are things that I found.
Maybe they were supporting his idea.
No.
They are also part of.
You cannot have a Ssaako.
Supporting him.
You cannot have a Ssaako in the state house where you expect. There was also Ntandikwa. And Ntandikwa made that because you get poor salaries, then you are given $500,000 in Ntandikwa. $500,000 when the people are getting 50 million shillings. Those who are working close to the president move with, and do you know what it means? People believe that working near the president is where money is.
Yes.
They see him donating money.
Yes.
So they tell you, that's why I'm a lucky man. I left. So I reduce the pressure. When they see Museveni distributing money, giving money to the Kusasiras and others,
they think all know that it is
they humiliated him. They bought vehicles to my and remained an isolated man. Immediately I left the power, the money in the department, saying that I was not wanted. And they think that a man like me, when I sit down at night to ponder over these issues, to meditate, can you really call me back?
Why are they following you where you went? Because they doubt you.
And for me, I'm not interested in politics. I'm interested in ideas. I even wanted to start a political school. But my work has been sabotaging me, thinking that it would turn me into a testicle. God created you with only 2 testicles. And I've written a book, when a testicle fails to fit in the pants. Yes, I've written a book. When a testicle refuses to fit in the pants, what do?
I don't know.
Yes, read my book. Somebody wanted to make a testicle to fit in his pants. Sino kufuka rukosi. Konjo gajoka kumungu, namujoka bwemuti. Namujoka omwana wa, nojoka omwana wa munno. Namujubira ddala namujjamu empale. The problem we have in Uganda is not that we lack educated people. Our standards were high until when I came and started practicing with everything, with an intention to get money. I know a revolutionary changes society, but when I look at the Ministry of Education, many people believe that I'm attacking the first lady. I'm not. Why? Because in our area, there was a school called Chiswera. Chiswera was owned by a man called Kakinda. Most of the Tanzanians, most of the Malawians, most of the Zambians were trained in Chiswera Secondary School. People used to flock here. Why? When Nyerere introduced universal education, he did not allow private schools. Two, they teach in Kiswahili. Many Tanzanians who come to Uganda cannot pass our UNEB exams because for them, for us to study English at an early stage.
And the curriculum is in English.
Yes. But instead of paying the teachers adequately, government has come out with excuses, dividing the teachers into science and those of arts. I want to tell you, there is no bad course at the university.
But you seem to be arguing over something your boss, President Museveni.
Yes.
Yeah? Museveni says that it is science.
I disagree with him.
That comes first.
It is Bill Gates, a qualified technician.
I'm not sure.
Bill Gates dropped in S6.
I see.
An equivalent of LC6. These people, the Toyotas, who own Toyota, are they
scientists? I'm not sure.
Do you believe we don't have lawyers?
Of
in
course.
Japan, that every Japanese is an engineer, is not true. You see, there are two types of people who go to study. There are those who want to study to get knowledge. There is a university degree at Makere County. It's a general paper. It's called BA Flat. BA Flat, you don't qualify in industry. But you are given a lot of knowledge on many issues. If I do a BA Flat and get knowledge about many issues.
I was told when you finish that degree, you must find another course to do.
Because people believe that everybody wants to work in the civil service. I've never worked in the civil service myself. Never, they don't intend to work in the civil service. It's only because my enemies have been sabotaging my companies. But maybe I feel comfortable when I do my own business.
But let's finish this.
Gaddafi, yaweereza y'oluzungu n'abyokya nti abaana basomere mu Buwarabu naye nga y'oluzungu alumanyi nga n'abaana be balumanyi. Tewaliwo koosi mbi. Koosi mbi, once you say universal primary education, universal secondary school education, it means your intention is not to get qualified people. Is to expose everybody to knowledge.
I see.
Which everyone. When you get an educated society, I come once and destroy 100 people.
I see.
I'm knowledgeable. One man is army, do we educate to get jobs or we educate to provide the knowledge to people to utilize it? But what's up with the job? Let me ask you, does a pastor, a sheikh, or a Catholic priest, do they help you to identify a woman you marry?
No.
What do they do?
Of course,
conducting the official marriage, introducing you to the club of married people. Yes, but they can. What about a school that trains drivers? Do you get out with a vehicle?
No.
No.
You just get the skill. They don't buy for you.
Technical schools. If you go there for mechanical engineering or construction, do you come out with the tools that you need?
No.
They give you knowledge. After acquiring that knowledge, then you know how to use it. That every year we have a festival where science teachers bring what they have discovered and you award them patents. No, you need to know it because you make of some teachers.
And there is an argument to say that other countries respect science people.
No.
That's why there is brain drain here. People go for greener pastures.
where I was explaining, Chemani in Imbalala discovered what the professors, my brother, my elder brother, has spent millions of money, but all these people, including the doctors in my family, we have a family of doctors, they did not identify what the Mbalala man identified.
I see.
Even among themselves.
But don't you think he needs to be rewarded more than others?
This man, the others were taken by her age.
I see.
This man looked at examining the patient and said, "Echigere chizimbi chino. Tichifanagana chino. In fact, kampuni bamu wako nenga. Ngengatezi mumpambe ndala nchile chigere chano. What is the experienced medical doctors, but a man in Mbala Hospital specifically for educating teacher doctors. So discoveries, people depend on discoveries. If these medical doctors make a breakthrough, ndikakata no musajja o COVID-19 ali ruddamu ngasente baza bakoza temuzina kile kikaze ky'omuntu omunene kye baalita nakyo mukine eddagala ya COVID-19 where is it kati bali ba satisfy Museveni abakola COVID-19 where took his man and ran away.
Museveni bama exonerating vaccine tezirabika.
Yes,
people are furious and they are not seeing anything going through.
Bamu bali bagenda Museveni bamunyuga bali bagenda kakati what breakthrough compared nti bonna bafaanagana bokokolo bugeyana the science and those who do art bokokolo bugeyana. It only depends on specifics. The man from Mbalala nga badokita banne bonna balemeddwa twatwala omwana waffe ali blind kati netumutwala in Nairobi naye the person who waited an expert he comes from Uganda because of the academic background bano buli kimu kyonna academic standards of people n'abazoonoonyi but experiments babitiko bipya curriculum biki
si kye kigambisa nti okuba first lady
anti nkubuulidde byo baba abo bwe bali ababwe badduka dda
basomera walala.
Yes, the only need to change the curriculum causes because it is your level of society that absorbs your knowledge. I've never been in the government. Nagenda emyaka 14 lwanjogole baniya kumpresiza kudda mulimu gwa government. And I defied many rules of the civil service. It's the brain. It's not a shameful. Abantu bonna balina business mu Uganda except harm. Tebasoma degree. Look at our successful.
Atene harm yasoma ya mateeka. Si ya economics.
Agati batudde bandale kuwonde ku elective yabo ko babera sente okufola. Fola muki. Ati ngubuli fola muki. Why do people go and get money from money lenders?
Because of a lot of bureaucracy involved in their own banks.
Yes. They go to money lenders because I had a conference on how to reduce credit. You are stupid, you are idiots. Because the issue is, how long does one manage to get to the corruption? President Museveni had come and said this to the bank, Uganda Development Bank, Mutulageyo, a success story from Uganda Development Bank. Nga Museveni bamulinda badde omusiri gw'omusajja eyeeteredde omusiri gweyekka bakuteekako akapande ka nati ne bakuba ne badduka waliwo eruweero yagula ennaanansi ezengedde n'azisimba mu nnimiro nga twakita eyiseemu balambuza Museveni ne bamugamba nti alima ennaanansi naye yaguze yezakuuti ezewalala n'amubba yalina minisita n'amubba n'adduka.
Museveni talina abantu basindika ku ground bukolera bintu bibi
accessible nego balese okusoma ekiwandiiko abamuppi nego bakoze ekyabamuppi. Museveni ye musajja alina ideas ennungi ezitakoze mu ggwanga lye. Yes, kubanga yalema okumanya abamubba be baali yali mu kukitegeka
naye kyewuunyisa muzee
buli babogerako ne baganyuka kasi buli babogerako ne baganyuka
ne bamukuba
ekidoli ne bakunyako ne bakunyolako ne balya ne banyolo ne banywa bamala okulyamu ne baganyuka ng'ekidoli ne bakuganyuka kasasi. So this is your problem. Nti omusajja w'embalala n'omukazi ali wano. And do you know that the factory that manufactures are living drugs on HIV is in Uganda quality chemicals?
Yes.
Yes.
Quality chemicals of
yes.
The late Katongo.
But do we Katongo is allowed? Do we bury it?
The guy of quality chemicals.
The people are fighting to bring drugs from outside Uganda, not to consolidate this one. But when they had, the people like Kayonza and Semfuka have made a breakthrough on cancer. Even the quality chemicals, it has started research on cancer treatment. Niga bali abataso Museveni batawa sente
boga kola ebintu
Semfuka tafudanga number 10 number sente za Museveni za number 10 bamu Museveni ya president yasinze okupibwa mu Uganda. Your president kubasinze okufera. Museveni ya president kubasinze okufera. Okufera kutandikira mu nebuwe. Bagenda omuleetera abantu bonna Museveni ya president yatundibwa. Waliwo ekiseera nga bw'oba oyina emitwalo gya $10 ogenda sese mu hoteri emu ekiro n'akulaba. Yes. Nga bamutunda.
Kasooja gisasulayo.
Economy comes here, neyekubisa ekifaananyi naye n'atunda kyamuwadde. That's why you don't develop.
Ekambuze mzee blood clot gye bazudde mu mole n'amatovu erina solution.
Bagikubye and she has refused to get out of prison or get out of hospital. Abadde ayagala nnyo dokita yamwagadde nnyo kubanga yamuwonyeza abadde teeba omukazi teeba. Yes, but what is interesting and amazing is that the Baganda patted her and Nyankole has secured her. And she was accused of producing a son who supports Museveni. But Museveni, instead of serving me after 14 years, that me on Jirikiti, advisor role is a Jirikiti where they bury the dogs. I see. I cannot go there. I will never be an advisor in my life. In fact, when the president goes, it will be expanded from my records. 2, when you introduce me as an advisor, I slap you. At your function, you introduce me as an advisor, I slap you. I slap you.
And the MC introduces you as a presidential advisor.
I slap you.
I see.
Like me, I know I'm above the shit. I'm above advisor, I'm above. I feel comfortable when I'm doing my own shit. Unfortunately for me, now that, okay, that's the one. And we have experts. Look, when you are in the primary school, we were reading an English course by a man called Mugendawala, who was a sergeant in Amini's army and he was coming from Rakai. When we reached secondary school, Ogundupe, book 1, Ogundupe, book 2, Nigeria. All of the books of literature, apart from Shakespeare and the Kenyan, between the city, were Nigerians or Ghanaians. Yes. This is where I can politicize those who are doing the arts. That you are teaching literature, you are speaking English through the nose.
I see.
What have you produced?
Sincerely, you're a professor who has not written anything for your society.
Those of us who did the commerce, there was Lumumba. Lugumba, there was an Indian who had written a book called Lugumba. The man was called Lugumba. Every student who was doing commerce would fight for Lugumba. So, where you disagree with our professors, you have been teaching the literature. Where are your books? Where are your books?
But Mzee, all these problems must result from the head of the the department. Why do you think that the First Lady is not cannot be criticized? Because if you are a custodian of a certain ministry, you should make changes.
Ministers are not technical people, they give political guidance. But
now who is occupying those technical positions?
One of the ministers in education, Emiwendo, has his own schools. Do they operate on the same principle like the government schools?
I'm not sure.
Are they, does Emiwendo pay the same salaries like a government?
No.
That's the problem. It tells you that Emiwendo's calendar is for rich people. It's not for the poor people. We failed to separate the two. Museveni wants those who would not attend school or college
to also have a chance.
Those, if you go to Britain and America, do you believe those who are ruling America come from Takataka schools, public schools? The Takataka prime ministers in Britain is Churchill and John Major. The rest are from different schools. American presidents, except a few, come from prestigious schools. Yes.
No, I want to know, Mzee, even Museveni came from some not good so much schools.
At that time he went to Ntale. The only school in Uganda is Ntale. Ntale is not secondary school. Ntale is Ntale school. The only school is Ntale school.
I see.
Yes, Ntale.
It's not secondary, it's not what?
It was in Ntale. These were schools for the airlights. The Budo King's College, King's College, intended to train
the royals.
Yes. They had also girls. You see the Catholics, they have nuns and Abagureiru. The Bagureiru are trained to be married. The nuns are not trained to be married. This was the basis, the foundation the Europeans left us. The Ovawa, Namiriango, the British, the Catholic Church had two churches. The Middle Hill Fathers were British and the White Fathers. Eventually, the Verona Fathers and the Italians came. But the two factions, and they benefited in the 1900 agreement as separate churches. By now, where do you go to school? This is why President Museveni, when he took power, he filled his government with the people he had seen in either Ntale or Dar es Salaam. Because everything you're saying about this country, no. Let me tell you, if somebody donates to you a mosquito net and you don't use it properly and you suffer from malaria, do you blame the one who has donated it to you? No. Yes. I've written more than 100 books. I'm a mass communicator. I did mass communication. I don't need a government job. I'm being sabotaged for 10 years. But I survived. I see. What about these programs? Of course, they have been there. They switched two over them. But they came up to me. What these people have done, NBS, we never got a TVP. Do you control my head? Do you control my head? Do you control my head? No. Nobody can control my head. I see. Because if I accept somebody to control my head, tomorrow he will control my buttocks and turn me into a woman. I see. I fight here. Anybody who assaults my head, my intelligence capacity, I fight it back. This is why I fought, resisted humiliation from powerful people for 10 years, 10 years. And I'm not about to give up until they make a concession.
Now, I'm just wondering, after a long time of you not being in government, why are they still hunting you?
Yes, they know. They know that
They switch off these programs if they want to
they
find
know.
you here.
The argument is Rich Mirundi is a nuclear bomb that I must be in a test upon
But no one pays you for this program.
that I must be controlled. Like at one time, German forces were in NATO. Yes, the Germans could be contained. I must be done a mobile toilet for somebody. Wamana Kunyam, now Itamundi, Nainaniam, Tumutari Media Center. No, I don't want to work with you. Start because you're place. I worked for you for 10 years. Instead of rewarding me, I was thrown on advisor. How can I be an advisor when people who never went to school are advisors? Then I will be passing a vote of no confidence in my degree.
I see.
So I could pull in about 30
I see.
Yes, so they have this fear that Mirundi must be contained. If Mirundi is contained, me I'm mature. I'm a mature man. I know that these people have a future. During their youth, they made problems and committed crimes involving human organism. That was stupid of them. But I know that the future government will be, future politics will be determined by bedroom matters and morality. And all of their efforts was to tell me to surrender the terms under their conditions. I cannot. I will resist it for 10 years. Two, my machines. At one time when they invited me to Shangwat, they now bring it up car. Kumiba fu, a ton of the moment you humiliate me, I harden. The moment you humiliate, you see, I'm a simple man. We've been together for many years. Do I slap people?
No. I have not seen.
I'm very understanding. I'm very.
But people still respect you.
Yeah, why? Because it depends on how you come.
Yes.
Yes. Is there a rise and rise? No. Do you have a king? A king who has running a monarchy? You see, the Baganda have a particular name from Kotomi Wakabaka. It's called the Sabakan. I want to remain in Sabakan for all the time? No. Rise and fall. Gravity. Where political gravity? Types of political gravity. A coup. A revolution.
I see.
But a death. This is a political gravity. What pulls down the government? I know.
I see.
You cannot remain in power for many years. It has been a miracle. Yes. Kakati nzimbama nyingi. Ntibituja kubinjogeramu. No, I've made the longest citizens in Uganda's history of 10 years. All options to coerce me, to humiliate me into submission have failed. I will never work in Museveni's government again. Even if he appoints me vice president, which cannot do, or prime minister, I want to settle down. I wasted 14 years in the State House. I offered loyal and committed service to Museveni, but he threw me on Basasiro. And immediately I left the State House. The department that had been starved, the moment Waboko put it there, his own friend, Don, money came. They released the money. So do you believe that I'm not a human being?
Of course you are.
Jango, let anybody come with an appointment. In fact, let me tell you, when I hear words like a State House, like a Okero House, like a government, blood surges, I can strangle you after hearing those words. So the best thing they can do, I know they tapes, they deny them, but they are there. They are self-custody. I never surrender them to them. Two, they will never touch my machines. These are for self-defense. Three, I never work with this government. This is the party employee. If they are locally, as they present themselves, it's time to give me what I want. Nemudya sente zange, I supplied them with the books in the elections. Millions zange lusanvu bazibba. I have to be a poor man to become a testacle, to become a kidori, to become a riat. I am going to use a chum. I am going to a chum. I am going to ya chum. So, Nzenda soko here a coffee. Never got to fight with the noble boys. Never could a t-shirt, never could be just the mama said. But the Kawawa walk. As an underdog. I refused.
I see.
I did not go to war, but I campaigned for them. Even when after sacking me, I campaigned for them. What was that thing you could criticize? No. Whenever you humiliate me, I harden. You humiliate me, I harden. I had a man. He said, doesn't that man know that I can even kidnap his mother in the mother hospital? I will give you the tape, but don't play it. He said, I can crush him. He said, why is it that he has reconciled with people like Emiwendo to Muevas? What did I do to him? You have a president's ambition. Until you stop having the president's ambitions. Because the way you have treated me, if you get power, you're going to exile.
I see.
No, I have to hit at him to hit.
The way he has treated you when he has no power.
That's what he doesn't know. In the politics, if you tell me that I will not future with you, if you are going to do a PhD, if now I'm going to do a PhD, and my wife tells me, you're not finding me. I marry Padulu. People raided, the Zambia people raided my home. But after hearing what this man was saying, I doubt whether they were Zambia people. I will survive the assassinations, I will survive the poison. And where I disagree with the president, President Museveni does not believe nti abantu bebatta abantu. Museveni does not believe that there are mafias in his government who poison people, who kill people, who assassinate people. He does not believe it. He blames ADF. He does not believe it. But we have information to the contrary. Now, President, if I agree not to refuse Museveni's appointment, that means by serving Museveni, trying to serve Museveni, I'm sacrificing my life. What is Museveni's record? Africa, Museveni attended the burial, accorded to him, national state burial, firing of bullets. Africa's family is suffering. Africa's wife rings me, calls me, my brother, who is in Kawempe. Africa does not have a Chivanya. He has a Chivanya, no land. Our children are finding problems in feeding themselves. Where is Kawes?
No more.
Yes. What about Olw'Embeera himself?
Seven went there last week and took there a goat and a wreath of flowers to lay.
So therefore, I am an intelligent man, naturally gifted and a political scientist. Should I please Museveni, who does not believe that they are killers, they are mafias, they are people who give, I survived with the poison 5 times in the state house. Museveni will appoint me. Museveni believes that to accept his appointment is not between death and life. I cannot see people sit with the people who at one time was served by his sister, Mariam, intervened when somebody had, I have recordings, people sitting to kill me, to poison me. Therefore, even if I will be a happy man to go to my home in tatters and live in tatters than working in Museveni's government again.
Everyone is running there. Everyone is
it is a question. One of my wives, and he supports Museveni, is an ordinary woman. Yagamba, my children are complaining. Daddy was in even those who go to school. God has helped me that my children are bright. I've taken them to bad schools. Cut it over the wall. 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 And the wall will have to perform rituals. We call it a hotel. Because of whenever me, I'm not an ordinary person. Emmanuel means it comes from Okubandwa. To process you from ordinary human beings, interest by human beings. So when you annoy me, it's a get a wolf. I'm Nembrama to an again one. Nekumakasana, Neka, what time? He removed in every chair. If he does not a table, it's not me. This is our culture. Has suffocated me mad. He asked, why has he forgiven Emiwendo and Tumwebaze? Tumwebaze had the service to kill me. Tumwebaze had the service to kill me. Have I forgiven them? No. I found them at Woes. I fought for Woes. I fought for Woes. Why? I knew the avenues of success. One, members of the first family can produce, and our work was ahead and an upstart. Our youth is everywhere, our daughters is see everywhere. Mumata, Munyama, Yanaja, Wayona, all the businesses. Kakati, Nintulia Woes, Nemanyente, given the conditions available, Woes will succeed Museveni. Because I studied political science, I can bet my money. Woes will succeed Museveni. Members of the first family have decided to agree on Woes. I'm telling you, the Waboko team has been asked by the president to make an apology for disturbing the country. And I speak to you today, as I speak now. They sent there the draft. Museveni made amendments, sent it back to them, and he has sent it, and they have taken it back. You will not see all of these troubles in the government. The troubles in the government have been originating from the palace. Somebody wanted to use the state and created a subterfuge in Museveni's government. The subterfuge. Waboko was ahead. That's why he has been arrogant.
Are we expecting any political calm?
Waboko has been me. Yes. What happened to Bitatule? Bitatule means one who does not sit. You are to deal. Bamufuye no musumba. Bitatule, this hotel operator has been holding meetings of this faction. Bamufuye gatadoba. Do you believe people who have been silent since they got the money in 2014, for now almost 10 years, why do they resurrect it now? The balance of forces are shifted. Bitatule has become vulnerable. He is no longer having the political shield has been having. And this happens in Africa. Can easily lose his economic impact because it was built on the killer. As others will collapse. Now, where I disagree with the Mzee, these businessmen should not be victimized. The president always says that when it comes to punishing, he punishes the authors. He said, I don't take care seriously, but the Sudanese government who are arming. And this is why he decided to engage the Khartoum government, which he eliminated into iron fist when they allowed us to go have a due process, talk to Kony, and then we fight. Yes. But this businessman, the president is targeting like Bitatule, they were being targeted. They were made to believe that Museveni had anointed the Lwabo
I see.
Lwabogo was a colonial prince. Overshadowing everybody. This is why he has suffocated me for a number of years, for 10 years. He saw all the rich people could not give him money for fear of him. That's why I tell you, whenever if you take my children to school, bwefuna sente nezimbula abaana bange ne balya bubi because I'm a man. I go home and make a tear. Whenever I shed tears, I suffered. Wabogo has never got peace in Israel ever since he antagonized me.
I wanted to ask you
the power of a man, and he must kutebula. Kakati, finally, I have mentioned about Ham. Ham has a project which I'm going to publish. He's going to put it there too. Ham is insisting. He offers the surveyors. If Ham does not have land in that area, because there are two distinctive features. One, when the Kabaka has Milo land, you cannot have a free holiday on Milo land. That means that there are two types of land in the same area. And when you are talking about land in that area, Kabaka inawanga square miles chikumu. So this is a huge part of land. And when the Bazungu were distributing the land, they don't concentrate that Mukono for government and what? Government had land where it has facilities and for expansion. Olaba abaganda land board batunze inkopola batunze namagombo kakati ngulanga. Why do we quarrel? When the Bagisu targets a Mugisu, and the Mugisu says, Bansa Nembalo, remove your trousers, we go. Not waste the Bagisu time. You remove the trousers and the Bagisu. If you are found in a mosque and they suspect that you are not a Muslim, they take you to a corner and examine yourself. Yes. Are you Muslim? Are you circumcised or not? And one time, during the fight over the Muzikiti at Kampala Mukande, the issues sent there a non-Muslim. And he was found as Muslims were praying. He didn't follow the procedure. He was circumcised there and there.
I see.
Yes. If
Ham does
not have land, Ham has what we should stress is one thing. What solves matters in land disputes? Surveying. Ham is ready to pay for the surveyors. Let Ham be ashamed.
If he doesn't have it, let them survey.
These people, I had a younger man who claims to have fathered the child of Full Finger. And he's insisting to take the child to where? DNA. So, in the same vein, let him make accept, not cancel the titles. This is Kampala. And the man has agreed to pay for the surveyor costs. Let us have the surveyors, either from Kenya, Uganda, or Southern Sudan, those who will be neutral. I think the surveyors have an association, the Surveyors Association. Let the Surveyors Association give us a team of surveyors, very competent, those they like, so that we go to this area between Uganda and Mengo and Tam. This is a same harm, because in the whole thing, Ham will be the loser. Ham is willing to pay for the cost of the surveyors.
That is one.
He is ready
If he
to
does
tell
not have land,
In fact, I'm going to give you
losing.
a copy of how the map of that area and the land he claims that is his. They say was made cheaply. That about that. By
bought at 100,000.
Yes, what does it mean? Museveni sold the Ddala corporation at 1 shilling. Because government land is not solid. It depends on what you are going to do, the development plans you have. Have you seen Hamon's development plans?
Not yet.
But when you say cheaply, have you seen it? Was it for commercial? No. So that is not an argument. When you say that a woman was raped, a woman said, but you raped me. Yes, I raped you. The contentious is that my kid? But the man raped me. You are confirming that the kid is mine. You are complaining about the process of having sex. Are you arguing? Is it does God give you a baby when you rape a woman?
No.
Many women are raped and produce twins.
Yes.
Some sleep at parties everywhere in the bushes, and they produce beautiful. We are not like snakes. The environment does not affect the baby inside. Otherwise, we would be seeing babies who resemble blankets and the color of bed sheets.
If it depended on where you did it.
A baby manufactured on a mattress, a blue mattress, will not even have a blue color. But will resemble his grandfather, who is 100 miles away from where has been manufactured.
So that means if you're saying that Ham bought the land at 100,
that's not an argument. You are confirming that the land is his. And the explanation is simple. Government land is for development. Government does not sell land. Look what the development that Ham wants to put there. This is the argument. The moment you say, then you have shifted. It's easy.
No, they say he grabbed Kabaka's land.
And it has up surveyors.
His piece of land.
And it has up surveyors. This is up surveyors. Ham did not buy this land from Bukanda Land Board. He followed it was under the District Land Board of Wakiso. Somebody says the Wakiso people have denied. That is normally what M.i.S.O does. M.i.S.O intimidates Baganda. M.i.S.O should understand. We have gone beyond the feudal system. When people could not raise up and go and stand up against the Kabaka, M.i.S.O does not have coercive forces. Tina, abakumi ba Kabaka, bebakuma Kyabazinga, bebakuma ne Ishabaluli ne Kamuswanga. They all drove them from special forces. M.i.S.O does not, M.i.S.O for the last, all of the projects that they have put up, Tefe Bank collapsed, Buganda Development collapsed, LCBS, Babalawo, Juba Times collapsed. All of these, their projects have been collapsed already. They have grabbed the people. Look what Dr. Mugule bought a house. The lease expired after 49 years. Instead of returning the house to him, what did they do? The Kabaka gave it to his brother. And here this man, can we trust you? If you failed, the first orphan we gave you to look after, you raped her and impregnated her. Can we trust you with other children?
With more?
Yes. The house that belonged to Dr. Buli, who is waging a war in this small newspaper called the Guno. The man pays $500,000 to attack the Kabaka. Because Buli helped the Kabaka in exile. Mutes was a pauper. This man sent him money, but the Kabaka is not reciprocating. We have numerous cases. There was a time involving Mandela. Mandela got a plot from the Kabaka, and it was belonging. A man left his titles with the despicable people. They grabbed the land. So M.i.S.O used to intimidate. M.i.S.O used to instill fear. M.i.S.O does not have these assets again. The people have understood these are conmen and thieves. they don't have the audacity of intimidating some of us.
And I think a rich ham can afford to buy a piece of land somewhere. Why would we engage in stealing the Kabaka's land?
It isn't. No.
This sounds a little
you would say
weird.
A man with several wives can also rape a house girl. That's a mental problem, is psychological. Sex is psychological, wealth is psychological. What is the explanation that some of the richest people are evicting people from their to grow up with their small? It's a disease. In the psychology, it is a disease. Some people steal even what they don't want. You explain, why should a man like me, who has done a lot to mobilize for them, Museveni rewards me with the Ejirikiti job, where you have to get 1 million. When the 1 million has been taken, when a new person has taken over PPU, then the money is pumped there. Someone was telling me, that was Naris and Nakadima. I said, you people, when did Naris and Nakadima take a charge of this government? You underestimated my resolve to fight. You thought I would accept a dedicated job, which I cannot do. It is a humiliating appointment, which cannot accept to live with. The advisory role, it reminds me of humiliation. It's a that I've had to move with in the last 10 years. I wish it is taken away.
But Joe, to manage the Tamale mirundi, tubasiibudde. Well.